What happens if I lose my way with the compass and a map I made, looking for my shadow in the dark? What happens if I look for you with the compass and my tennis shoes and find you holding some...
Hello guys, and welcome to this holiday reading vlog. I thought I should update you. It's our first full day here, so we arrived yesterday. To be honest, there was such a big drama. We were originally supposed to be staying in a different hotel, but literally 24 hours before we were supposed to fly, we had to change hotels because the management company of that hotel we were going to stay with went bankrupt, and that meant that our booking through the booking system that we used was cancelled, and we could still go there, but we would have to pay again and not get our refund straight away. We just basically decided we didn't want to do that, and the vibes were just not good, so we ended up searching and last minute booking this hotel, which to be honest is much nicer and better, but also more expensive. When we got here at check-in, obviously we'd booked it I think 20 hours before we arrived, something like that, and that meant that they hadn't got the booking yet, because again it was booked through a holiday provider. We had to basically wait an hour, and we were really worried that they weren't going to have the room or there was going to be some issue, but they came and got everything sorted. And yeah, so yesterday was a very stressful day, to be honest. We were just really worried and stressed about the whole thing, but we did kind of get properly checked in and into our room about 3 p.m. yesterday, and then we went down to one of the pools at the hotel and just sat for a bit, had some food, some drinks, came back to the room, went for dinner and drinks after, and then yeah, we're here. We're staying in a all-inclusive kind of resort. I'll show you our view in a bit, and I'm sure you'll see clips of the hotel and everything through little clips for b-roll that I'm filming. But we're staying in Corfu in Greece. It is really hot. Yesterday was 35 degrees and it was awful. It wasn't really awful, but it was just so hot. It's such a difference for us, and I am not the best in extreme heat, so I think later during this week that we're here it kind of settles down to more around the 30 mark, which is definitely more bearable for me, but that's fine. So today we're going to go down to the beach. Actually, we did have a quick wander to the beach yesterday. I think I would have filmed a clip. We had a quick wander down there yesterday just before we came back to our room after the pool, but we didn't stay there really. We just sat by the sea for 10 minutes, read a bit, and then yeah, came back. So reading, that's what I need to talk to you about, and I also need to get ready. So I decided to start Wild Love by Elsie Silver yesterday, and I literally fell asleep mid-chapter reading Wild Love, and yesterday I read 55% or 220 pages, so I should definitely get this finished today. It says that I have 3 hours left, so yeah, I'll definitely try and get this finished today and probably start another book. What book do I want to start? Hang on, let me just actually start doing some of this, because Ollie's going to get back from the gym probably soon and I will have done nothing. Obviously, I will not be wearing makeup right now because it would literally just melt right off my face. So yeah, you're going to be seeing a lot of the barefaced looks from me this week, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I think part of me is oh, it would be good to mix it up from romance and read something else, but to be honest, the majority of the books that I've got are romance books, so I kind of feel I'm gonna have to read some romance back to back. So I think what I'm gonna take with me, well, there's 2 books in here, but I think the one that I want to choose is in here. Where is it? This one. So I think I'm going to start Girl Abroad next, because I find Elle Kennedy's writing so easy to read and just bingeable. So I just think this will be a really fun one, and this is just one that I really have wanted to read while I was on holiday. I don't know why. I don't think it's it's not a summer book, because although she goes abroad for a year, it's in London. It's not a summer paradise, but I don't know, I'm just vibing with that one, so I think that's what I'm going to read. Yeah, and then after that I'll probably want to mix up to a fantasy, but we're not there yet, so we'll see how we feel at the time. Right, before I go, shall I just show you our view, because it is beautiful. I'm so glad we paid the little bit extra to have a sea view, because there's just something so nice about sitting out here. I will show you. This is our little balcony. And then you can see the sea. And then this is what I am wearing down to the beach. So I just have this massive linen shirt on over this cute bikini, which I got from Hollister. I apologise for the really bad angle and I hope that you can hear me. Literally just had a disaster. I was just trying to set you up somewhere to film and my camera fell backwards onto the balcony and literally came up with a massive error. The lens wouldn't go back in. I literally thought I'd broken my camera. Luckily it said turn it off and on, that didn't work, but you know, I took the battery out, put it back in, and then thank God it's now seems to be working, I hope. I'm just gonna cry if it's not working. Anyway, hello, time for an update. So obviously I said to you this morning that I was reading Wild Love. I finished Wild Love while we were down at the beach. To be honest, I didn't finish it until like 4 o'clock-ish, I think. So I haven't got much further than that, but I realised I never even told you any of my thoughts about Wild Love. So my thoughts are, it was okay, but I didn't really love it. Definitely prefer some of the books in the Chestnut Spring series, although not all of them. I think I'm going to give Wild Love 3 stars. If you don't know what it's about, by the way, it basically follows Ford, who is a billionaire in the music industry, and he moves back to his like hometown to open a like, I think like recording studio kind of thing. And his best friend is there, who is still best friends with, and his best friend from school. He always had a thing for his best friend's little sister, but never obviously acted upon it. They always kind of like were mean to each other. She turns up and basically needs a job, so she's looking for a new job, and basically it's like a romance between them. And to be honest, I just found it a bit boring. It was obvious. I mean, it's a romance book, so I know that you know they're going to end up together, but like it was just obvious, like the way that they felt about each other and the way that it was going. So it just kind of was, yeah, I don't know, I just didn't really care. But on a brighter note, I did start Girl Abroad. I mean, I am literally 36 pages into this on chapter 5, so I've hardly started it, but I'm really looking forward to getting back and reading this later on because I'm just loving the vibe so far. So in this one we have Abby, and she basically gets the opportunity to do a year abroad. She's from the US, she's from Hollywood, I think. Actually, yeah, her dad is a famous singer, or was like in a band, lives in Hollywood. She gets an opportunity to go to London for a year, so she does, and she basically like has found some roommates online who she believed were girls, but when she gets there, they're actually all men. And she is quite shocked, but decides, you know what, I'm just going to give it a go and stay there, but I'm not going to tell my dad because he is overprotective and would not be happy with that. So that's kind of where we are with it. I'm just loving the vibe, it's really interesting. I'm pretty sure there's a love triangle between the two roommates and her. There's a third roommate, but he is gay, I believe. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens, who she ends up with, if she ends up with anyone. And yeah, I will probably check in with you in the morning, because I'll probably read a little bit more in bed before I go to sleep, and then I'll check in with you. So yeah, I think we're going to go back to the beach tomorrow, but for now we are heading out to the bar, have some cocktails and then dinner, I guess. But we are running a little bit late, so I need to stop nattering and we need to go. Good morning guys, welcome to another sunny day in Greece. We're on day 3 of this holiday, I guess, if you include the like travelling day and day we arrived. So I made it up to page 80 last night of Girl Abroad, and I'm still really enjoying it. It's just like really easy and readable, which is perfect because to be honest, like it's almost too hot for reading. So to be honest, I have just been sitting in the shade a lot, so probably not very tanned, because it's just like the only comfortable way to read for me. And also sitting in the shade is good. We don't want to get burnt or anything like that. I'm also thinking Am I wrong? Because I thought this was a love triangle between her and two of her roommates, but actually there's another guy. Like, one of her roommates she's not really showing that much interest in, and we're not really seeing much like between them in terms of like a spark. And then there's another guy who she does really like, but he is already going out with someone. So now I'm not really sure who the romance is going to be between. I have absolutely no idea who she's going to end up with. I have someone in mind who I think maybe she will end up with, but if that's the case, I think it's going to be a very slow burn, which, you know, I'm here for that. We're just going to the beach again today because it was just so nice and relaxing there yesterday. Also, I have been like suffering with eczema recently. I think you can see here, and I have a little bit on my back as well. And it's really weird because I've never had eczema in my life, and then about, I don't know how long it's been, maybe about 6 months ago, I got some on my back. The bit on my back isn't as bad and has got a bit better, and then this patch came up a bit later and like hasn't really gone. Anyway, I guess my whole point of this is generally like anything where I'm like sweating irritates it and makes it really itchy. I assume that's the same for everybody. Obviously, being on a really hot holiday, that's not good. But I have heard that salt water can really help calm it down. So that's why I'm spending a lot of time at the beach. To be fair, one of the swimming pools here is salt water as well. But yeah, I think I need to stay out of the chlorine one because I think that's not going to be good. Anyway, I'm going to go and start packing my bag, getting ready, and then maybe I'll just sit on the balcony. You know what I need to remember today? Yesterday I forgot to take my claw clip to the beach because I just like had my hair in a bun in a scrunchie. Then after I went in the sea and I wanted to just like have it down in the sea, it would have been nice to just have a claw clip. So going to try and make sure, oh, I missed a piece. Going to try and make sure that I do not forget that. Okay, I'm going to stop yapping now. Put you away.
Watching the storm roll in, breathing thunder somewhere in the canyons. How much more can I search for answers? How much more can I promise past forever?
Hello and good morning. It is Tuesday today. I can't remember if I spoke to you yesterday. So yesterday I finished Girl Abroad. At the start, I think I said when I was reading this, at the start I was getting good vibes. I was very much into it, enjoying it. But by the end, I wasn't such a fan. I wasn't really a fan of the romance. I thought that there was a really good way that it could have gone and it didn't go that way, and that was kind of disappointing. It also kind of felt like I was reading a book like that I would have read when I was, I don't know, a lot younger, like a teenager, where every guy is like besotted with the main character but for no obvious reason. Like, I don't know, it was just a bit weird. Yeah, it just annoyed me. I think that's like my main feeling that I got from it, but just annoyed me. As I said, I didn't really like the romance. I didn't really like a lot of the male main characters in this. I felt like she had really bad taste in men. Basically, it was quite disappointing. And at this point, I'm thinking I need a break from romance because I've just read these two back to back and I'm struggling to care about them. And I was debating picking up Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez because I do think Abby Jimenez's books have always been like good for me, and I know that people really like that one, but as I said, I just feel like I need a break from romance. So I think I'm going to start Red Queen on my Kindle, but I do feel like it's just going to be a really quick, easy, hopefully like bingeable read. If it's not, then I'll have to come back to the room and get another book, or maybe I should just take another one with me just in case. Like maybe I'll take Just for the Summer with me. Honestly, reading has just been slow so far this week. I think it's just too hot, as I said, but let's hope today that I can just fly through Red Queen. I really need a book that just like grips me and I just can't stop reading and that's really quick to read. And I'm thinking that Red Queen might be that, even if it's not like an amazing book. I'm thinking at least it will be quick to read. It's a YA fantasy, so those usually are pretty quick to read, aren't they? It's a bit later today. I don't know why. We were just really tired, but yeah, it's a lot later than usual. I think it's like 10:15 maybe. Oh, I didn't speak to you also yesterday. We went on a boat trip, and basically it's like an hour on this boat and you go to this kind of like secluded beach, and it was nice, but it was actually a bit boring. Like there wasn't much to do there. Yeah, so that's what we did yesterday morning, and then the afternoon we just spent at the pool. So yeah, those are my updates for now. I'm gonna just sit and wait for Ollie, I guess. I thought I would update you with how I'm getting on with the Red Queen. So I'm pretty sure I'm about halfway through now. Yeah, 47%, or page 182. Guys, I'm really enjoying it. It's exactly what I wanted. I'm not entirely sure when it was published, but it's giving that kind of like Divergent vibe. It's obviously YA fantasy and it's just so readable and fun. So we are basically following our main character, and she is a red blood. In this world we have reds and silver bloods, and basically the silver bloods are superior in every way. They have like special powers and things, and the red bloods are just ordinary. The whole like kingdom is ruled by the silver bloods, and the red bloods basically serve them. They fight their war, etc. Our female main character ends up meeting someone who gets her a job at the castle, I guess, the palace, and she goes and she's working there as a servant, and then something happens and it's basically discovered that she has some kind of powers. So they're now questioning, is she actually a silver blood? Is she like somehow mixed, but like her blood is red, like she is a red blood, her parents are red bloods. There's a rebellion going on from the Reds. The king sees it as an opportunity, and basically he gets his youngest son to get married to her. So they are now engaged, but she also has a little vibe going on with the older son, who is obviously the heir to the throne. Don't know yet what's going on in terms of the romance vibe. Like, is it a love triangle? I don't know. Not 100% sure. There's not been any real like talk of any romantic feelings, but you know, you can just feel the tension. And I'm actually hoping to finish this tonight, which might sound weird because I'm literally only halfway through and I've been reading it all day. But there's an England game on this evening, and where we are, it'll be on at 10 PM, so we're going to go to dinner, and then Ollie wants to go to the bar and watch the England game, and I will obviously go with him. But that means that I'll probably be able to take my Kindle and cheekily do some reading while the England game is on in the background, because while I do sometimes like watching football, this is not a super important game, so I'm not that invested. If it was like a quarterfinal or something, then yeah, I would be more invested. But also, it doesn't matter too much what happens in this game anyway. I don't know why I'm explaining myself to you guys as if you're going to care that I'm not super invested in the football. But yeah, I'm going to be there supporting the England team, but I'm also going to be reading my little book. So yeah, it's going good. I'm having a great time with this one. I'm so glad that I chose to pick this one up. I feel like it's exactly what I needed, and I'm excited to see where it goes. So yeah, I realised also I've not given you any kind of room tour, but I can't do that just yet because it's an absolute tip. So maybe tomorrow I will give you a little room tour of the place. Okay guys, as promised, I'm going to do a super quick room tour. Ignore the state of me. We've literally just got back from a day at the pool and then the beach. Oh my god, I literally have sweat dripping down me. That's lovely. This is our door. This is where you walk in. this is where I was just filming. And then we have the bathroom. So we have like the sink area here, and then you have the toilet and the shower. But like this is the weird little door to kind of like shut one in. I don't know, I just feel like that's a little bit weird. Anyway, continuing around, sorry if it is still a little bit of a mess, but you know, we have the bed, nice big bed, little chair. This is what would be like a really good dressing table, except for the fact that this mirror is tinted. You can see, actually, like, look how orange I look in the mirror. So actually, it's not good for doing makeup at all. And then we have our balcony, which, if I just open here, you can see we have a lovely view of the sea. My camera going to adjust to this lighting? Right, okay. I am now going to have a shower and try to quickly get ready because I don't think we have very long until we need to be at dinner, because I think our reservations are at 7:30. So need to have a quick shower, get ready. I also want to try and take some thumbnail pictures for this video because I literally do not have any. Ideally I would take some down at the beach, but there's just so many people, I'm like too embarrassed to do it. So I'm hoping that I might just be able to take some on the balcony. We will see. But yeah, right, I'll see you in a bit because I also need to catch up with you about books, but I'll do that before dinner if I have time. Good morning and welcome to the last morning. Well, it's not the last morning, we leave tomorrow, but it's the last morning getting ready for a day. Also, you can probably see I've had a really bad breakout. It's really annoying, but it happens. So I realised I did speak to you yesterday, I think, because I showed you the room, but I don't think I actually spoke to you about the books because we were then in quite a rush to get ready. So basically, I finished Red Queen. I think originally when I spoke to you, I said I was going to finish it on Tuesday night because there was the England game on and I was going to read during it. Well, that didn't happen. I ended up having to kind of watch the England game because we were like talking to people. It just felt like I couldn't just sit there and whack out my Kindle. I did read a bit more later that night and then I finished it yesterday, and then I started my next book. Actually no, let's talk about Red Queen first. So overall I really enjoyed it. As I was reading it I kind of remembered that Powerless by Lauren Roberts was inspired by Red Queen a bit, wasn't it? And you could definitely tell that, like, they have some very similar plot points and setups to each other. I personally didn't love Powerless, but I did really enjoy Red Queen. And yeah, I'm really excited to see where it's going to go. Obviously in the first book there's a bit of a love triangle between her and these two brothers. Something happens at the end and I'm excited to see where the series is going. I feel like it's not the highest rated series, but you know what, I thought the writing was good, I thought the plot was good and entertaining, I liked the romance, I liked the characters, I felt like everybody was quite fleshed out. I enjoyed it, so I am excited to carry on with that series. I think I'm gonna rate it 4 stars for now. I decided to pick up You With A View, which I actually completely forgot that I brought with me on holiday until I was looking at my drawer full of books, saw this one and was like, oh yeah, perfect. And I am 105 pages into this book and I am just loving it. So basically we are following our main character Noelle, and her grandma passed away about 6 months ago. She was really close to her grandma. She's really struggling with the loss. She's a bit stuck in her life, so she lost her job. She's moved back in with her parents. She's looking for another job. And basically she finds some pictures of her grandma with a like mystery man, so not her granddad. She has no idea who he is, but she feels like she really needs to find out who this man is because she finds a letter suggesting that they were going to elope together. So she basically does a TikTok saying, do you know this person, like please let me know, trying to find him so she can basically speak to him to ask about the story. Somebody responds and says, that's my granddad. They basically arrange to meet up. They do, and the grandson of this person, so the one that she was actually messaging, turns out to be her high school nemesis. They decide that they're going to go on this road trip that her grandma and his granddad were gonna go on together. Yeah, the road trip's not happened yet, which I kind of thought that was like the main plot of this book, but as I said, we're 100 pages in and it's not happened yet. But I've just been loving it, so I don't mind. I'm having a really good time with it. It's really fast-paced, quick, easy to read, and I'm just really enjoying it. So can't wait to sit on the beach this morning and hopefully just fly through this. And then in terms of what book I'm going to start next, I have absolutely no idea. Sensible thing would probably be to read something on my Kindle, because it's going to be like, I'm probably going to be reading this book when we're flying home and stuff. But I don't know, I'm kind of vibing with another one of my physical books, so we will see. But yeah, that's the update for now. I'm so sorry, this lighting is terrible, but it's the best we can do given the time. I actually don't know what time it is, but some point in the evening, and I'm just getting ready. So firstly, I'm literally wearing my pajama top at the moment while I get ready. I have been using Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, and I've wanted to try this for such a long time. I've just never got it, and I thought for this holiday it'd be a really good idea to just get the mini to test it out, and I've been loving it. Obviously, like when you're on holiday and it's so hot here, I just don't want to wear much on my face. So this has been perfect. It doesn't add loads of coverage, but it does give a little bit of something, and it gives you a good glow. Although the glow I don't really need at the moment because it's so hot. And then I've just literally been using that with NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is like my favourite concealer. I always use this on any like spots and blemishes. And then my Maybelline eraser, and this I just use under my eyes, and also I'm just using it on my nose at the moment because my nose is a little bit red. I also have recently found and loved the e.l.f. Halo Glow. Oh, by the way, about this Charlotte Tilbury, I heard that the e.l.f. skin tint is a really good dupe for this, so I think I'm gonna, when I get home, buy the e.l.f. skin tint and try using that and see how I feel, because I just think it's like a really nice product for summer. But yeah, this is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand Contour in light medium. Oh, that was way too much. I haven't finished my book yet. Who's shocked? Not me. I literally keep saying that I'll be finishing books and I don't, but I will. I'm gonna do it again. I will finish it tonight. Oh my god, I added way too much. We're actually staying at my parents' tomorrow night because my parents are looking after the dogs while we've been away, so we are going there to pick them up, and we're gonna stay over for dinner and stuff, so that's nice. Feels like a little extra added day of the holiday. I'm really enjoying the book that I'm reading still. What's it called? You with a View. I'm actually loving it. Of all like the romances I've read so far this holiday, it's definitely been my favourite, and which is interesting because I haven't really heard many people's thoughts on it. I feel like I've seen people talk about it as a book, like haul it maybe, but not read it. And yeah, I'm so glad that I decided to pick it up because it is just great. I'm absolutely loving it. It's perfect romance. So I have just added some blush. So this is the Glossier Cloud Paint in shade Beam. I love this cream blush. It's like my favorite. I guess it's actually more liquid than cream, but yeah, it's my favorite liquid blush that I've ever used. And then powder, Laura Mercier translucent powder, and everybody obviously loves this, and I do really like it, but it is just so messy. Right, let's just do with my brows. I should have done this before because I need the other mirror. So yeah, tonight is our last night here, which I'm very sad about, to be honest. Right, sometimes I would add some more bronzer now. Powder bronzer, I usually use the Hoola by Benefit. I've just used this for years, but I'm not going to because I'm looking very bronzed already thanks to using a bit too much cream bronzer. So I'm just going to do a little bit more blush. So I'm going to use the Benefit Dandelion blush. So it's our last night here. Tonight we're going to the Mediterranean restaurant, which I think will be good, especially for Ollie. So last night we went to the like seafood restaurant down on the beach, and it was really nice, but Ollie's a vegetarian and they literally didn't have any vegetarian main courses on the menu, which is quite crazy because everywhere so far has been really good in the hotel for vegetarians. But yeah, that just didn't, and we didn't know that it was literally only seafood. Like, it was seafood and grill was the title, so I just assumed that they would have other things, but they didn't. So yeah, that wasn't great for him. It was fine for me, I like seafood, but not so great for him. But yeah, I just can't believe it's our last night, and it's actually so sad. So we are leaving for the airport about 11:15 tomorrow morning, so obviously means we have time to like go for breakfast, but we'll obviously just be finishing off packing, and yeah, we'll go for breakfast and that'll be that. I feel like fantasy romance is becoming my main book genre of choice. I say that, but I probably still read more romance books than anything else, and like my two favourite series, Magnolia Parks and Boys of Torment, are both just romance series, but those are very particular types of romance series, and most romance books are just not like that. Actually, if you have any recommendations of books that give you those vibes, I know they're not at all the same vibes, but if you have any book recommendations that give you vibes of Magnolia Parks or Boys of Torment, then let me know. Oh my god, that reminds me, actually, I wanted to talk to you about books that I've seen people reading on holiday. So I was expecting to see a lot of ACOTAR because everybody seems to be reading ACOTAR at the moment. I haven't. In fact, today at the pool, I saw somebody reading ACOTAR, but that was the first time this holiday, and she had literally just started it, so that was my only ACOTAR sighting. I was surprised, however, to see somebody reading, sorry, that is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High mascara. This is new for me, but I quite like it. I don't have strong feelings about mascaras. A lot of them are very similar. I should have done my setting spray before my mascara. Now I'm gonna have to wait for that to dry. So I'll carry on talking about the books. Actually really surprised to see at the beach somebody reading a Boys of Torment book. She was reading Saving Six, and that made me so happy. Yeah, I don't know, it just makes me happy to see people reading my favourite series. And then there's been a lot of Colleen Hoover books, and I've even heard people talking about Colleen Hoover books. Those are the books I've seen people reading. Obviously I've seen people reading many more books than that, but those are like the interesting ones to talk about. I'm really not a lipstick person, by the way, so all I do is I use a lip liner, except for the fact that this is literally blunt, so that's great. This is the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in Pillow Talk. This was like viral years ago, wasn't it? So I just like to line my lips with this, and to be honest, I also kind of colour them in a little bit with this because, as I said, I'm not a lipstick person. Recently have started using the e.l.f. lip oils. This is in shade, what shade is it? It's Rose Envy, this shade. So I've just been using these because they're actually really moisturising, so they like, that's why I don't like lipsticks. I find that they just dry out my lip. I've been really enjoying using a lip oil, and they really don't add much colour. They're very subtle, but they're just nice and hydrating and like give you a bit of a glossy look, which I feel like is nice. Okay, that is the end of me getting ready. I'm now going to get dressed and we will be heading out for dinner soon, but if I have a bit of time, I'll do a bit of reading beforehand.
Approach this with focus, baby. You can manifest what you're